Hey, good morning again. Are you nervous about not being able to get your car fixed or parts? Who's going to the MMR barbecue? We are, but we're not going to stay and party. We're just going to go check out the event since we're an MMR sponsor. We do a lot of advertising with them. So, this discussion here is about stripped drain plugs, stripped oil pans. I will tell you this, I have seen cars come from the dealership, primarily Volkswagen. So if the aluminum oil pan is stripped and you're at Volkswagen, they're selling you a new oil pan. When that's not necessary. Um, I'm just curious what other dealer technicians out there are replacing oil pans for pulled or stripped threads. Um, I'll tell you, the only time I replace an oil pan is if it's broken. Uh, if it's a crack, I usually can try and repair it. Pens, all depends. But most of the time that I replace an oil pan is because it's crushed or it's rusted out. So either facts. If it's steel and the threads are ripped out, I weld a nut to it and I repair it. If it's aluminum, it pulls the threads. I just go up to the next thread size. And there's many different oil drain plug repair kits. You can put a Healy coil in it. I've never put a time cert in. If you sealed it to the pan on aluminum with a time cert, it would probably be okay, but I would stay away from a time cert. But what are you guys doing out there when a customer, and it's a lot of these guys go through it. I go through it. You have new guys and they just don't have the feel and they strip out something or they use a worn socket. I will tell you this, I would suspect most of these quick lubes are using 12-point sockets to do oil changes, and this is where they get in trouble. And maybe some other novice places. 12-point sockets on a 6-point just suck. So if you're an oil change person and you're learning, you're trying to do your job better, don't use a 12-point socket. Don't use a 12-point wrench. You're just asking for trouble. And of course, cars that have 100,000 miles on them and drain plugs and pans wear out. They absolutely do wear out. If you're careful and gentle, you can, it should last a lifetime. But when some of these people are hopping in and out of every quick lube and every shop for an oil change, and the last oil change place should have replaced the drain plug, but they didn't. Who knows? But what are you doing when you come across a stripped out drain plug, bolt, stripped out oil pan, or fluid pan, even a transmission pan? Are you just quick to say, oh, you need a new oil pan, can't be fixed? Like I said, I personally only replace them if they're crushed and damaged and rusted out, and aluminum pans if they're cracked beyond repair. If it's a small little crack, I'll repair it. If I deem that I can't repair it, of course I'm going to have to replace it. But primarily, if you get a stripped drain plug, a drain plug that just keeps spinning in the pan, because I've gotten them all out. I've had, over tightened, quote unquote. It's too tight for me. It's too tight. Like, we just can't do your oil change. Send it back to the last shop that did it. What are you guys doing? I'm curious to know.